We now move on to the next part of the chemical reaction, that is catalytic reaction. Now, in many of the reactions, it so happens that the reactions, the reactants in the products are there. They are going to form into, so the reactants are there. They are going to form into products. But this product is going to be formed only in presence of some another compound over there. They need that particular referee, जो कोई अगर फुटबॉल खेलते हैं तो क्या रेफरी नहीं है तो क्या फायदा? You don't need any, बहुत सा झगड़ा हो गया, you don't know whether कौन राइट है कौन रॉन्ग है. वैसे ही केमिकल रिएक्शन ऐसा जिसके अंदर एक रेफरी है बीच में, और वो रेफरी क्या करता है? इट इज सपोर्टिंग और इट इज हेल्पिंग द रिएक्शन टू गेट स्पीडेड अप और गो इन अ स्मूदर मैनर. So that particular referee of that match, okay, जैसे ही यहाँ पे वो जो catalyst है, catalyst is that particular referee of the match. Okay, so what is the catalyst? Catalyst is a compound which is going to be helping the reaction to take place. Okay, which doesn't get itself involved in the reaction. रेफरी क्या फुटबॉल खेलता है क्या? क्या अंपायर कभी क्रिकेट खेलता है? Within the match, does the umpire bat or ball? Okay, does the referee make a goal? No. He is present. He is required for the match. But similarly, catalyst is required for the reaction, but it does not take part in the reaction. It is supporting the reaction to take place. Okay, so what is a catalyst? It is a chemical reaction. It is a chemical reaction in which a catalyst is used to alter the rate of reaction. Okay, alter the rate of reaction to make the reaction faster, to make the reaction slower. Okay, so a catalyst is a compound which alters the rate of reaction but does not take part in it. Okay, so the main thing is that the catalyst is not going to take part in the reaction. It is just going to remain present over there. Its presence is required. For example, over here we have got here is 2H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide, in the presence of vanadium pentoxide is going to form into 2H2O plus O2. So this vanadium pentoxide which is here is the catalyst. Okay, so sorry, not vanadium, it is MnO2. Okay, manganese oxide. So manganese oxide which is over here is the catalyst. Another example which we give about the SO2 plus O2 reversible reaction was V2O5 giving me SO3. So this is again a catalytic reaction where vanadium pentoxide acts as a catalyst. Another example could be nitrogen and hydrogen, that is N2 plus 3H2 in the presence of iron or molybdenum is going to give me NH3, that is ammonia. The formation of ammonia is going to be there in when N2 plus the nitrogen plus hydrogen in the presence of iron. Okay, iron is going to be present over there, required over here. Finally, ammonia plus oxygen in the presence of platinum gives you NO plus H2O. So platinum is the catalyst in this case. So in this way, you can see MnO2. Is NMnO2 formed in the reaction? No. V2O5, is it present over here? No. If iron or molybdenum present over here? No. So these are those compounds which are just going to help in the rate of reaction. It is going to speed up the reaction or make the reaction more easily available, possible. So there will be of course two kinds of catalysts. One is a positive catalyst, that means one which will speed up the reaction, and a negative catalyst which would reduce the speed of the reaction. So positive catalyst, it is a catalyst which speeds up the rate of reaction. For example, all the above, all these are positive catalysts. They are going to speed up the reaction. And negative catalyst, it is a catalyst which reduces the rate of reaction, for example alcohol. So whenever the speed of the reaction needs to be decreased, then we call it as a negative catalyst. So negative catalyst normally बहुत कम use होते हैं, but yeah, it is sometimes we need to slow down the reaction so that it is not too fast for us to handle. तो इसीलिए हम लोग उसको slow down करेंगे. So whenever you are using the catalyst to slow down the reaction, so that you can work on it properly. Like suppose you are making a cement का कुछ बनाते हैं, तो cement के अंदर they use a negative catalyst because you need time to mold it up. Okay? अगर नेतर क्या होता है, पानी डालते तो मोल्ड वो अगर उसमें कैटलिस्ट अगर नहीं डाल देता सीमेंट में, तो इट वुड हैव बिकम हार्ड रॉक ऑलमोस्ट इन फ्यू मिनट्स. You don't want that. You want it such that it should be soft enough that you can shape it up into a required thing, and then it dries up and becomes a solid thing. So, that's why you need a negative catalyst in such conditions. And apart from catalyst, there could be another thing which is helping the catalyst to improve its efficiency, is called as a promoter. So promoter, it is added to the catalyst to increase its efficiency. For example, molybdenum. So this MO, which is molybdenum over here, is the promoter in case of formation of ammonia. So in the formation of ammonia, iron is the catalyst, but molybdenum is the promoter over here. What is the use of the promoter? Promoter is the one which enhances the efficiency of the catalyst. Catalyst के efficiency को enhance करने के लिए we are using a promoter. So increases the efficiency of the catalyst. And in our body also we have got certain catalysts, and these catalysts can be termed as enzymes. Okay, so enzymes, they are present in the human body, functions as catalysts and accelerate the rate of biochemical reaction in the body. For example, pepsin accelerates conversion of protein into amino acids in the stomach, and lipase produced in the pancreas accelerate the breaking down of starch and fats. So in our body also, when the digestion takes place, during the digestion we are going to produce many enzymes, the digestive juices, the pancreatic juices, and the juice from the intestine. What are these juices going to do? They are just going to break down the compounds into simpler ones. So the breakdown जो हो रहा है, it is with the help of these enzymes. These enzymes are the ones which are not going to take direct participate in the reaction, but they are going to help, and that's why they are called as catalysts. And in our body, they are called as enzymes. So these enzymes are the one which is going to accelerate the production of the changeover, or the breakdown of the proteins or the fats in our body. So that is the enzymes. Now we will just go in a bit of a detail about the exothermic reactions and the endothermic reaction. So because we already learned it about in the earlier part, that is we had learned about it that heat is one of the change characteristics feature of a reaction to take place. So the reaction is going to evolve heat or it is going to absorb heat. So if it is going to evolve the heat, it is exothermic. If it is absorbing the heat, it is endothermic. So we are just going to go in detail, a bit of a detail about exothermic and endothermic reactions. So that is the next part, and that is exothermic and endothermic. Okay, exothermic and endothermic reactions. Exothermic reaction are chemical reactions which proceed with evolution of heat. If the heat is generated, it is evolved. Okay, exo, I told you earlier also, exo यानी exit. Exit यानी क्या? बाहर जाना. बाहर जाना यानी क्या? उतना heat बाहर निकलेगा. Heat is evolved. So when the heat is evolved, it is exothermic. Endo means enter, entry inside. Entry inside यानी क्या? Heat is given to it. When the heat is given to the particular reaction to take place, it is endothermic. So endothermic reaction are chemical reactions which proceeds with the absorption of heat. So when the heat energy is absorbed, it is endothermic. When the heat energy is evolved, it is exothermic. Representation इस तरह से होता है that if it is plus triangle, so if the reaction is this way, A plus B gives you C, and plus triangle, this is exothermic. And if it is A plus B gives you C minus triangle, it is endothermic. So endothermic will be minus and exothermic is plus the heat. Examples over here, SO2 plus O2 with vanadium pentoxide at 450 degrees Celsius will be exothermic in nature. So catalytic oxidation of copper sulfur dioxide. That's the example given here. CaO plus H2O will give you CaOH twice plus heat, that is addition of water to lime water, which will make it hot. C plus H2O gives 1000 degrees give you CO plus H2, which is minus heat. That is the passage of steam over over heated coke. Coke is nothing but coal, charcoal, carbon. Nitrogen N2 plus O2 at 3000 degrees Celsius gives you 2NO minus heat. That means it requires amount of heat, that is endothermic. So passage of N2 and O2 through electric arc. And N2 plus 3H2 with Fe as the catalyst gives you 2NH3 plus heat. So formation of ammonia by nitrogen and hydrogen. These are the examples of endothermic and exothermic reactions. Plus triangle means exothermic, minus triangle means endothermic. Now we see some decomposition reactions to form oxides. So I told you earlier that decomposition reactions you have got certain things which are very, you can say a standard kind of things which are going to take place during decomposition. So the first thing what we see is that metal carbonates, okay, whenever metal carbonates are going to be heated, they are going to give you oxide of the metal plus carbon dioxide, okay. So that is so, but it is not true for all of them. It's not true for potassium and sodium, that is the one which are above in the reactivity series, but below that, that is from calcium to copper, all of them are going to have this particular thing. So first one is, so what I'll do is put it this way, that from calcium to copper carbonates. So if you have got a carbonate of calcium, carbonate of copper, of carbonate of you can say zinc or iron, what is going to happen will be a metallic carbonate on heating, okay, it is going to decompose into metallic oxide plus carbon dioxide. This is a standard kind of a reaction. Any carbonate when heated will give you metallic carbonate plus carbon dioxide. So if this is in this condition, if I got CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, on heating will become CaO plus CO2. Okay, calcium carbonate will give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Zinc carbonate will give you zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. Iron carbonate will give you iron oxide plus carbon dioxide. So any carbonate when heated except for potassium and sodium. Why? Because they are not going to be affected due to heat. They are stable to heat. So if you are heating it, कुछ नहीं होता उसको. Okay? They are very stable to heat. That's why potassium and sodium carbonate को कुछ नहीं होता. But otherwise they are going to give you metallic oxide plus carbon dioxide. In case of Hg and Ag, now in case of Hg and Ag, उसके कार्बोनेट्स जब ये हीट करेंगे तो it is going to give you Hg plus O2 plus CO2. This is because the oxide itself is going to be formed. See, AgO को भी हम लोग जब हीट करते हैं तो Ag plus O2 मिलता है. हम लोग ने वो पढ़ा था when we talk about the oxides. So that's why you are going to get metal plus oxygen plus carbon dioxide in case of this two, Ag and Hg. Platinum और copper का तो कार्बोनेट बनता ही नहीं है, so उसको भूल जाओ, ठीक है. The next will be for nitrates. So if I got a nitrate, same way, nitrate के अंदर भी potassium and sodium will react a bit differently. What is going to happen? KNO3 is going to give you KNO2 plus O2. KNO3 and Na also. Na and K are going to react the same way. They are going to give you NaNO3 plus O2. So nitrates will give you nitrite plus oxygen. But lower down, that is from calcium से लेकर Cu तक, from Ca to Cu, उसमें क्या होगा? This is going to be like CaNO3 twice is going to give me CaO plus NO2 plus O2. That means a metallic nitrate will give me metallic oxide plus NO2 plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Okay, so all metallic oxides except for potassium and sodium, all metallic oxides on heating will give me a metallic oxide plus nitrogen plus oxygen. Of course, again the same thing for Hg and Ag, it will be directly metal plus oxygen plus nitrogen dioxide. Okay, for Hg and Ag, but actually normally uska yeah वही मिलेगा मुझे. It will be just metal plus NO2 plus O2. It will be Na plus it will be Hg plus NO2 plus O2 or Ag plus NO2 plus O2. So in this way, as per the reactivity series, only the nitrates of potassium and calcium, sodium and potassium is going to give me nitrite plus oxygen, whereas all others are going to give me metallic oxide plus nitrogen plus oxygen, or in case of Hg and Ag, it will be metal plus oxygen plus nitrogen dioxide. If we talk about the metallic hydroxide, so the next one is metallic hydroxides. Now all these are very, very important observations. These are going to be used not only in the 8th standard but also in the 9th and the 10th standard. You will require to remember this thing almost throughout. Okay, you cannot forget these ones. These are very, 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 very important. कार्बोनेट्स हीट किया तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड मिलेगा, ऑक्साइड पर मेटलिक ऑक्साइड पर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. नाइट्रेट्स हीट किया तो मेटलिक ऑक्साइड पर नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड पर ऑक्सीजन. Very, very important. You need to learn this thing. If it is a hydroxide, so if it is OH, hydroxide, then first of all, K and Na stable. They are stable. They are not going to decompose at all. There is no change going to take place. They can easily take on that amount of heat. कोई problem नहीं होता उनको. So K and Na, they do not decompose. But again, from Ca to Cu, from Ca to Cu, they are going to form into metallic oxides plus water. So it will be metallic hydroxide will form metallic oxide plus water. So the example over here will be like again CaOH twice will give me CaO plus H2O. So that is the reaction which is going to take place. Here in case of Hg and Ag, it is very rare that uske hydroxide form ho. Okay, very rarely it is possible that it is going to form. So don't consider the reaction at all because it is not going to happen at all. So you can see that is how the reactions would be there for formation of oxides by decomposition reaction. So activity series of metals shown on the left represents the list of metals arranged according to the reactivity. That is, the most reactive metal at the top and the least reactive at the bottom. The next we see is the term oxide. So now we just kept on saying that metallic oxide, oxide. What is oxide? So oxide is what are they? The term oxide. So let's understand what is the oxide and what are the different kinds of oxides. Okay, so it is not that it's only one kind of oxides, because in fact I already told you there are two types of oxides. Basic type, one was metallic oxide, which gave you a base. That's why it was called as a basic oxide. A non-metallic oxide was giving you a acid, so it's called as acidic oxide. Okay, so that's the different ways. So सबसे पहले how are the oxides formed? So let's understand how are the oxides formed. So oxides are binary compound of a metal or a non-metal element with oxygen. Binary compound यानी क्या? Only two elements. एक metal, oxygen. Non-metal or oxygen. Na2O, Na metal, O oxygen. So Na2O metallic oxide. C non-metal, O non-metal, both combined together to form CO2. That is a non-metallic oxide. Okay. So this way, binary means two. So it could be either metallic oxide or non-metallic oxide. Oxygen is common. Either it's metal with it or non-metal with it. So the methods of formation of oxide will be डायरेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन भी हो सकता है, लाइक सल्फर प्लस ऑक्सीजन गिविंग यू सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, or zinc plus oxygen giving you zinc oxide, or it could be the reaction with the steam. Now we have learned that metals when react with hot water or steam will give you hydrogen gas. तो इसके साथ में क्या देता है? Metallic oxides. Mg plus H2O gives you MgO plus H2, right? So we have learned that every time when hydrogen was released, at that time a metallic oxide was formed. Similarly, we just learned about the carbonates also. कार्बोनेट्स भी जब हीट किया तो क्या मिलता है? मेटलिक ऑक्साइड प्लस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. नाइट्रेट्स हीट किया तो क्या मिला? मेटलिक ऑक्साइड प्लस नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड प्लस ऑक्सीजन. सो एवरी टाइम योर मेटलिक ऑक्साइड इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर्म्ड बाय decomposition reaction. So you have over here that by action of steam, Mg plus H2O giving me MgO, that is magnesium oxide plus H2, or Fe plus H2O giving me Fe2O3 plus 4H2, or heating of oxides, Pb3O4 giving me PbO plus O2, or with nitrates CaNO3 twice will give you CaO plus NO2 plus O2, or carbonates CO3 plus CO will give you CaO plus CO2, or PbCO3 will give me PbO plus CO2. So all these reactions are such that they are the one which will give you oxide of the metal as one of the product. Okay, one of the product will be the oxide of the metal. So this is how you are going to get the oxides, either by simple synthesis reaction, that is direct combustion reaction, or the reaction of displacement where the metal is going to displace hydrogen from a metal from water, or finally a double decomposition reaction in which the carbonate or a nitrate or a hydroxide is being heated. So that was about the preparation of oxides. The next one is the classification of oxides. Oxides are classified into 4 main classes depending on their nature: acidic oxides, basic oxides, amphoteric oxides, and neutral oxides. So basically we can say oxides are divided into 2 parts. One is which is metallic oxide, or we can say, we can say over here non-metallic oxide, or it is metallic. So it is either non-metallic oxide or metallic oxide. The non-metallic oxide can be of 2 kinds. One could be a basic oxide, or it could be neutral oxide. Neutral means neither it is acidic nor basic, so it will be a neutral oxide. And metallic oxide could be an acidic oxide. Okay, or it could be a amphoteric oxide. Now what is amphoteric oxide? I'll tell you later. So first of all, when we have any reaction, okay, any reaction in which non-metal is going to react with an oxygen. So sulfur reacting with oxygen giving you sulfur dioxide, but then you are going to add water to it, gives you an acid. Okay, SO2 plus H2O gives you H2SO3. So it gives you an acid. इसीलिए SO2 क्या हुआ? SO2 is non-metal. So sorry, this is acidic. So a non-metal like sulfur, carbon, phosphorus, if they are going to react with water, they are going to form into a non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So if it is SO2, NO2 or CO2, they are going to react with water to give you the respective acid, and hence they are going to be called as acidic kind of oxides. And when they react with bases, you know, acid plus base will give you salt plus water. So they will give you salt plus water when they react with bases. On the other hand, if you take a metallic oxide, which is a basic oxide, metallic oxides are basic oxide. That means they are reaction of metals with oxygen. So metal reacting with oxygen is going to give me metallic oxides like K2O, Na2O, CaO, okay, Fe2O3, right? So all these are metallic oxides, and when these metallic oxides are going to react with water, they give you hydroxide, that is nothing but a base. Okay, in case of Na2O, or K2O, it is going to give you KOH or NaOH, which is nothing but a alkali. So that is going to be, when it reacts with a base, it will give you, the example CaO plus H2O will give you CaOH twice. Now this CaOH twice, when we are going to react it with acid, is going to give me salt plus water. So that gives you that metallic oxide plus an acid. See, metallic oxide is a basic oxide. It's a basic oxide. Because it's a basic oxide, so when it reacts with an acid, it gives you a salt plus water. That is nothing but the neutralization reaction, what we studied during the double decomposition reaction. Okay, double decomposition में क्या होता है? Acid plus base gives you salt plus water. So that is called as the basic oxide. Now, there are three certain elements. They are zinc, aluminium, and lead. These three elements are such that their oxides can react with both acid as well as base to give you salt plus water. And a zinc oxide can react with NaOH and give you salt plus water. At the same time, zinc oxide can react with HCl to give you salt plus water. So because these oxides are such that they can react with acids as well as base to give you salt and water, hence they are called as amphoteric. So this is the example of amphoteric. Amphoteric substances are those oxides which can react with both acids as well as salts to give you salt plus water. So ZNO, PbO, Al2O3 are examples of amphoteric which reacts with acid and base to give you salt and water. Whereas there are certain kind of the oxides like nitrogen oxide NO, carbon monoxide CO, N2O nitric oxide. So वो जो है, they are neither acidic nor basic and hence they are called neutral. So they do not react. Okay, they just remain as it is. So they are going to remain as it is, and that's why they are called as the neutral oxides. Okay, so that's why you have got these four kinds of oxides. Acidic oxides, they are non-metallic oxides. Neutral oxides are again non-metallic, okay, but they are not going to form into any acids. Basic oxides are the ones which are metallic in nature, whereas amphoteric are about these three metals, that is zinc, lead and aluminium. And of course, besides this, there are certain which are called as the miscellaneous oxides. Besides acidic, basic, amphoteric and neutral oxides, there are miscellaneous oxides called as peroxides, mixed oxides and dioxides. So if the oxides are like nitrogen dioxide, okay, तो वो सब क्या है? Like hydrogen peroxide. So these are like mixed oxides. They are not normal oxides. They are slightly different than those. That's why they are called as the miscellaneous oxides. And amphoteric hydroxide. So यही चीज ZnO के बदले ZnOH बनेगा, ZnOH twice, AlOH thrice ऐसा बनेगा, तो that becomes amphoteric hydroxides. Okay. So amphoteric hydroxides, they are hydroxides of metals which when react with acid and base to give you salt and water. So zinc hydroxide ZnOH twice, lead hydroxide PbOH twice, and aluminum hydroxide AlOH thrice are examples of amphoteric hydroxides. Okay, that is amphoteric hydroxides. Okay, they are like ZnOH twice, that is PbOH twice and AlOH thrice. So these are amphoteric hydroxides, right? Over here, these amphoteric oxides were PbO, ZnO and Al2O3. These are amphoteric oxides. Acidic oxides will be the one which are going to be CO2, NO2, okay, PO4, right? So these are examples of the metallic ones. Okay, SO2 ले लेते हैं, easy पड़ेगा. Neutral oxide will be CO, NO, N2O, okay, that is neutral. Basic ones are the one which are going to be Al2O3, right? So Sorry, not Al2, SO, K2O, Na2O, CaO. They are the basic oxides. So these are the different kinds of oxides which are present in chemistry. Yeah, so that's the end of the chapter, chemical reactions. Okay, we did it in 4 parts. We'll discuss the exercise in the Zoom class. Okay, that's it. Thank you.